Hey, this is Rob Dukes of Exodus, and you're watching CMS TV.
I, of course, am Chris Aiken, and today on the show we are going to be talking about an album that I have been waiting for and waiting for and waiting for, and it is finally here. The album is Goliath. It is here for the rest of you on March 20th. It's in my hands now, and it is an ass kicker. And the reason it's an ass kicker, from the band Exodus, of course, is the guy right now, the returning vocalist, Mr. Rob Dukes. Rob, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you, bud?
I'm good, man. It's great to talk to you. It's great to talk Goliath. Welcome back, I guess, obviously, is the first thing. It's great to have you back.
Thanks, man. Right on. I'm happy to be back.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about that before we talk about the record, Rob. Obviously, when you left last time, wasn't exactly a, hey, till we meet again, handshakes and hugs type of a moment. You know, it was a little dicey. How do you get back from that? What, do you just have a phone call and say, all right, that's the past, today's today, or how do you get past that?
Well, I'd say I was pretty angry for I'm gonna say about a year, and then I didn't want to spend the rest of my life in resentment and anger. So I kind of, they reached out to me, and then a dialogue started to happen back and forth. Like a year after I was fired, and then I went and hung out with them, and it was all good, man. I went on with my life and did my own thing, and and then it came full circle. And one day they called me and they said, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I was like, "Living life, man." And then they were like, "Well, hey, man, would you be willing to come back?" And I said, "Let me call you tomorrow." And I talked about it with my family and the people I needed to talk to, and then and I said, call him back today. I said, okay, man, I'm in. Let's do it.
Right on. Was there any weirdness, not so much going back, but maybe like even the first rehearsal when you got together? Because it has been, 11, 12 years at this point. Did it feel like it did back then, or did you have to kind of find your way again?
It was, I mean, look, man, I lived with these guys for 10 years. You know what I mean? We know each other like brothers. You know what I mean? And so, once I stepped off the plane and showed up, it was like I was there the day before. You know what I mean? It was,
Right.
it's like you have those friends where you haven't talked to them in 6 months, and you call them, and then it's just like there's like you talked to them yesterday, and like. There wasn't any it was just happiness, man. It was just cool. It was fun to be back. And then it was a little nerve-wracking getting behind the microphone because it was I wasn't doing it on the regular. I had built a whole nother life, so and it wasn't in music. I'd become a welder and a fabricator, and was building cars and stuff. So I was just being a regular guy. So, to do it full time again was, it was all right, let's do it. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, they started sending me tracks, and then I went up to the Bay Area and got in and started listening to tracks and working with them and sitting down and listening to the stuff over and over again. They gave me a bunch of songs to write lyrics for. So, that was a whole nother process of, of just mind consumption of like what was I going to do? Like, what am I going to sing about? What am I going to talk about? So, but it all worked out, man. It's a fucking really great record. And I think it's the best thing I've ever done. And
Sure. Well, I want to go back just one last question about this before we move on to the actual record. The last time I spoke to you, and I forget what it was for, I think it was a Generation Kill record, I think, you were so excited about doing the car thing. Like that was right when you had started doing the car thing, and you were very pumped up about it. Is it hard to, I'm not saying you're quitting it, but is it hard to put that on hiatus to go back to music?
No, man. I mean, as soon as I go home, I go right back into it. I I got obsessed with it. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Where it became so. I went. You know, getting fired, I've come to realize was like a blessing in disguise because it. You know, I'd always built cars and had fun and made hot rods and shit, but um, this was a whole new level. You know what I mean? And I have an enormous amount of money invested in tools and equipment and welders and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, the hobby became a full time. When I wasn't doing that, I was doing it anyway. I was doing it at night. I was doing it on weekends. I was like, you know, and now it's just like a whole nother thing I do. So that, you know, this time off away from Exodus gave me a whole new purpose in my life, and it's something I would have been doing anyway. I just was somehow able to, you know, take a few welding classes, go to a few classes, work with people that were better than me, and showed me stuff, and then it just kind of snowballed into shit. I'm building really cool stuff and doing cool things. So it was kind of it's an added bonus to my life that I was able to harness those skills at the same time, and then to come back and be on stage again and do this at this level. You know.
right on. Definitely. Well, Rob, let's talk about Goliath. It is an ass kicker, which is not surprising. You know, it's if there's anything you could depend on, it's an Exodus record in general is an ass kicker. Then you
Yeah.
add the evil to it, which is Rob Dukes, and it turns into just a motherfucker. Talk a little bit about this thing, like when you first started here.
You fucking
I
said
did.
don't drop the big ones, and then you did it.
I did. You're right. Guilty. I get excited when I talk to you, man, because you're one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, thanks, man.
But let's talk seriously. Talk about Goliath, man. You
Yeah.
mentioned that you were being sent tracks. Were you feeling them initially, or what
Yeah.
was your vibe? Were you like, "Oh my god,
Uh,
this is better than
this
ever"? Or
this is yeah. This was like this is the best shit I've ever heard, man. I mean, it's all over the map. It's fucking you know. It just had a little bit of everything, man. It was so fucking cool. You know, the title track Goliath was just doomy, dark, sinister, almost. It made you feel uneasy a little bit. The riff was so insane. I mean, it's such an original, insane riff that Gary has been fucking around with for 30 years. He told me, and he finally finished it and put it to a piece of music. And you know, it's something outside the box. That Exodus is normally fast and furious, and this one was slow and grindy and doomy. And I've been told it's getting mixed reviews, but we were like, whatever, man. It's fucking heavy as fuck. You know what I
right?
mean? And that was one of the first ones I heard. And then Lee sent me a couple that he was working on, and then so I mean, it was just really dynamic and all over the map as far as where the influences were coming from, and it was and no matter where the influencers were coming from, Exodus was in there. It was like it had that feel, and it was fucking. And I was just super proud to be able to fucking lay down vocals on this because it was fucking killer.
Right on. Well, let's. You mentioned Lee. From what I read, Lee wrote 4 songs,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
is
yeah,
kind of a shift. You know, I mean, it's
yeah,
usually Gary. You know,
yeah.
as the singer, does that change how you approach a song? Who wrote it, or do you
No,
not
no,
even look at it at
no,
all?
no. It doesn't. Well, with Lee stuff, Gary let me write the lyrics for Lee's songs. So the melodies that they were just they were mine, so they were much easier to sing. So and then even on some of Gary's, he just gave me the lyrics and said, "Go do what you're gonna do, man." And then some of it was exactly what he wanted. Some of it was better than what he wanted, like what he was thinking, and then other ones were like, "No, let's try it this way." And then and it was a lot of like give and take with everybody, man. It was really cool, and you know the song "Some of the God Unknown." I mean, it was that song was just he handed me the words and said, "Go do your thing, man." And I went in and did what I did, and I could see him through the vocal booth in the window, just with his hands above his head, going "fuck yeah," what I mean. It was cool, and a lot of those were first takes, man. A couple of the songs were all just first takes, just like, "Nah, you nailed it. Fucking let's move on." Yeah, like you're done. I was like, "No, I can get it better." Like, no, that's still we want that one. It has the emotion in it. I'm like, all right, cool, because that's the way it happens. Sometimes you track a bunch and you get tired and for and just the repetition of it, and then other times it's a natural thing where it just comes out and then it's there, and that's your base, and you're trying to work out the maybe you might hit a note flat or sharp or something, but there wasn't a lot of that on this, man. This one was a straight. I mean, there are times when I'm singing, there's times when I'm holding back and doing like almost a clean voice, and then layering it with other screams. And I think I did the highest scream I've ever done on this record, man. It was fucking crazy on the Changing Me, and the
Right.
chorus is the highest thing of it. I mean, I just I just fucking gave it my all, man. And it just fucking that's what we wanted, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, so it was cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey, you. Why are you watching this with commercials? Go commercial free and unlock exclusive content. Become a VIP today on Locals, Substack, or Rumble Premium. Stop waiting.
For you, do you think that you would have been able to step back in as easily as it seems like you have had you not done the Generation Kill stuff to kind of keep your chops going, both as a writer and a performer?
Yeah, because I'm currently working on a new Generation Kill record,
Okay.
and so we've been constantly doing stuff and touring, and we did a couple shows where we played a bunch of Exodus songs, that Exodus really didn't play live, so I had the boys learn a bunch of them, and we did a couple shows, and that was just fun as shit. We just were having fun, and so music's in my blood, man. So it always has been. So to keep doing it, I mean, I was always doing it. I still sit home and play guitar, and and I still constantly write lyrics. I worked on a couple other things in the last 10 years, and they haven't come out yet, but they will eventually. And then it just but there's something about welding that just it consumed me for a while, man. And I just really all I want to do. Like when I'm sitting on the bus, man, I'm watching welding videos and fucking
Nice.
fabrication videos, and I can't wait to get home. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to get home and go try that one. You know what I mean? Try that trick, and so yeah.
Right on. Well, Rob, one thing I will say about Goliath is, I'm saying this not with no disrespect, so don't take it as that, but I would absolutely say that of the records that are in your era, this one is probably the least heaviest. At least to me, I mean, the Atrocity records are just murderous, versus this, which does have some ups and downs, and like you said, slow moments and fast moments. Is that purposeful from you, from the band, or is it just the way it developed over the course of recording it?
Well, I'm the fucking new guy, so but I would. I mean, I think the vision, it sparks from all of us. But Gary's he was writing the songs, and he had a vision of how they were supposed to come across. You know what I mean? But I mean, the song Goliath is. I mean, it's so guttural and heavy as fuck. And then, you know, um, 2 Minutes Hate was guttural. Dirtiest of the Dozen is guttural. Fucking Humanus is guttural. I mean, there's so much but it's not the same thing over and over and over.
Right.
There were parts that were, elevated, lowered. I mean, that's why I think it's so goddamn good, because it's just not the same thing over and over again. I mean, not that Exhibit was like that, or A and B, because they were brutal, but they were. Here's the thing. It's hard to kind of it's hard to put melody when things are so goddamn fast. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's and that's okay. I mean, it's what it's for. You know what I mean? And I remember Cliff Burton had a quote in some, I don't know what movie, maybe it was in that first DVD they put out And Cliff
Okay.
was like, yeah, you don't have to play 1,000 miles an hour to be heavy all the time. And that to me is true, man. Cause like,
Sure.
was it, Season of the Abyss
Yeah.
had slow stuff on it. What was the other Slayer record, that everybody got mad at first? It
The
was,
Diabolus of music,
no,
or
no. Oh man,
we're
why am
both
I
going.
drawing a fucking blank? It was the one before Seasons or the one after, and it was just it had a lot of slow,
Yeah.
and that stuff, and Cliff was right, man. You don't have to play a million miles an hour to be fucking heavy all the time. And in this one, I just think it was just the most diverse fucking thing we've done, man. And,
Right.
and I think we don't think about what other people are going to think about it when we're doing it. We're writing
Right.
it for ourselves, and everybody was like really happy during the whole thing. The recording process was like, wow, that was fucking different and cool. Oh fuck yeah, let's, you know what I mean, and let's try this and let's try that, and so I mean that's just what I think the evolution of the band has come to this point where it's evolved into this where it's I mean the stuff is super complicated. I mean, I watch these guys play guitar, I watch Jack on bass and Tom on drums, and it's not like it's fucking 4/4 fucking rock
Oh
music.
no.
It's not. You know what I mean? It's fucking complicated and it's dark and there's some dark shit on here. There's no, and then there's some just crazy wild pit stuff at the same time. I mean, promise you this, I see it just being a fucking pit from hell, man.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right on, dude. Is First of all, I want to be sure that I'm clear here. I'm not telling everybody that this sounds like a Def Leppard record or something. It's still very heavy. It's
yeah,
definitely. I know I phrased it kind of like, oh, it's soft. It's not soft. It's just not. I don't know, nuclear explosion like you did the last time you were in the band. I guess.
yeah. I
Right
think
on.
I think I mean to me I mean some of the God Unknown, it might not come across as like a barn burner fucking end album thing, but dude, that fucking song is heavy, man. The
Oh yeah.
imagery, the lyrics are dark, the imagery is dark, it's very Black Sabbathy. It's fucking just has like a fucking just a cool vibe to it. It changes 3 times. There's 3 separate pieces of music all on one song, and they have and it's very cool that way. And it's just like every song has its own little place here, man. It has like, like I can't say that each song has a similarity to it because they don't. They're
Right.
all very different, and that's good. Yeah, I mean, it gives a fan of something. Like Gary said, he wanted to throw curveballs. He's like, yeah, I want to step outside the box and try some shit we've never done before, and I think we accomplished that. And fans are, I think, you know, here's the thing, man. Some fans they're gonna like it, and some aren't, and we can't help that. We're just gonna do what we do, and hope that people fucking like it. You know what I mean? And if you don't get it, you don't get it. If you want to hear songs like Fabulous, then go listen to Fabulous. If you want to
Yeah.
hear Bonnet, go listen to Bonnet. You know what I mean? That's the thing. But you'd be unhappy if you just the fans would be unhappy if we just kept writing the same thing over and over and over again. But I don't think we strayed too far away from
No.
the essence of the band. You know what I
No,
mean? I
definitely
think
didn't.
so.
Right
Yeah.
on. Right on. Let's talk about 3111, which immediately you found the YouTube censors, which we've all seemingly found at this point. What the hell were they banning you for? Do you even know that, or did they not even
Just
tell
the
you?
imagery. Just the imagery. What's funny is we found all the imagery on YouTube and fucking Google. So, yeah. Well, whatever, man. So we found a way around it. But yeah,
Right on. Where
it's
are
all
you?
drug lord shit.
Right. Were you happy with how it was received? How it's been received so far?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I don't read comments and I on like social media, all that stuff. Somebody
Sure.
else does all my social media. Every once in a while, I'll post something of like a cigar or with me with my dog or something. But that's like the only time I do it myself. Because I just I don't care what people think. You know what I mean? You can have your own opinions, but I don't need to hear them. You know, it's not but what I've heard is that it got like people like, why isn't there guitar solo? I'm like, what do you think? There's a fucking crazy guitar solo on it, man. I watched the
Right.
guy do it all night. I watched him record it. It's fucking crazy what he did. You
Right.
know, it's not and the intro was so long. Yeah, it's the album intro. What the fuck? I mean, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
I've heard those things, but we're all like, what are people not getting? But man, whatever. Just
That is the true internet. Everybody bitches just a bitch.
yeah. It's like everyone at the bar. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
Follow the chaos. The Classic Metal Show is live on X. Stream all the episodes for free, watch the show live every Saturday night, or just get there and find out what is going on with the Classic Metal Show. Get your metal feed, x.com/CMS Rocks.
Well, Dukes, let's talk about the fact that you guys are going on tour, 2 different tours, and you're retiring 2 different bands. It seems you got Megadeth tour; they're going to be retiring. Then Sepultura on their final tour. What is it?
Yeah.
You scaring these guys off, man?
yeah, man, they can't keep up, dude. I'm kidding. No, dude. So we've been out with Megadeth for 3 weeks, and I gotta say, dude, Megadeth they are just fucking awesome, man. I mean, we watch them every night. We were like, Dave is fucking. I mean, he's just incredible, man. And Timu and fucking Dirk and James. He's got a great band behind him, and they deliver every fucking night. They are stone cold killers, man. I mean, Dave is playing that shit like he's 20 years old. It's fucking awesome to watch, man. I mean, they just shred. They just
Right.
fucking shred, and it's cool to watch. And it's been fun hanging out with Anthrax, man. And those guys are still fucking laying it down. And we're just having fun, man. We're going out and doing our thing, and the people that do my stuff, my social media, say fans are loving it. So cool, man. Right on. Yeah.
Right on. Do you think that they have to, and I mean, this is the old fan game, but do you think they have to play a little harder because you guys are bringing, I've seen Exodus with you 50 times and
Yeah.
I've never seen a bad one. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys really bring it hard. They
No, we
cannot
light
come
up the
out and be a tootlemonding at all,
They like man, we're a hard act to follow, you know what I mean? But
Right.
those guys are, they're fucking old school as fuck, man. They know what the fuck they're doing. And everybody, is friends here. So it's not like an unhealthy competition, but it's also like a competition where everybody is just playing their best and doing the best they can and fucking nailing it every night. You know what I mean? So after I'm done, I go, take a quick shower, change my clothes, and I go out and I sit in the stands and I watch the fucking show, man. It's fucking great. I love watching it every night.
Do the fans give you the space to do it, or is everybody up in your grill?
I know.
with them?
I find a spot up in the back where
Okay.
they can. Yeah, I mean, it would. You know what it is, man. Like they always want to take a picture with you, and I'm always like, not when the other band's playing. Like, wait till after. And
Right.
I try to be as accommodating as possible, but it's easier just to be on incognito and find a spot, and then you just enjoy the show. And yeah.
Somehow
Most
I don't
people are
think you.
pretty cool though.
Somehow I don't think you have the look to go too incognito, man.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, man. What a hoodie and a beanie will do.
That's funny, man. Well, dude, obviously, as we've been talking, you have this new release, Goliath. March 20th, it officially comes out. I have heard it. It is an absolute stomper of a record. Rob, on this show, we always tell everybody, if you're going to stream it, fine, stream whatever, but buy something. Help the bands live. Where do we send people to buy a record, a vinyl, a shirt, whatever?
The Exodus website has all that shit, but just come to a show and buy it at the show, man. Come see the show live and buy a shirt and fucking hang out and find us out by the bus or whatever. We're pretty accessible, man. We're not we're pretty cool that way as far as I've always been. I mean, I've always enjoyed running into people. I mean, so just come to a show, man. That's the best way to get it. You know what I mean? You get a little bit of old, you get a bunch, a little bit of new, and some in between, and little surprises now and again, and it's fun as shit.
Right on. Definitely.
This tour's been killer. The Sepultura tour is going to be fucking crazy with Biohazard and us, and it's going to be fun as shit. And then we're leaving here. We're going to Europe with Creator and Carcass, which will be fun. And so it's I got a busy couple months coming up, but
you're gonna be bored when you go back to welding, man.
Yeah.
Somehow I doubt that, but nice. Well, one more time, the album is Goliath. March 20th is the date. The band, of course, is Exodus. And Rob, this has been fun, man. Thanks for joining me here on Crusade
Thank you,
Presents.
man.
Headbangers, show your allegiance to the Classic Metal Show. Score the latest killer gear and apparel. Find your next metal shirt now at https://classicmetalshow.creator-spring.com. So classicmetalshow.creator-spring.com, that dash being like a minus. Shop and support the show now.